Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a website in Amazon AWS by using an AWS Educate account. So I am at the AWS Educate web page. I will log in with my AWS student account. Then I will go to my classrooms and then go to a specific classroom and then continue. Then I will go to my AWS console. First I will create an EC2 Linux instance, specifically Ubuntu instance. And then in that Ubuntu instance, I will install Apache, which is a web server, MariaDB, which is a database, and PHP for executing PHP code. And finally, I will install WordPress to create website easily in WordPress environment. Apache is a web server that can host static web page. But if you want to make a dynamic web page, then you will need a database, and for that purpose I'm going to use MariaDB. If your website uses PHP code, you will need PHP, so that's why I'm going to install PHP. I'm going to install WordPress as a CMS, which is easy to create and manage web pages and websites. So I'm going to go to EC2. I'm going to create a new EC2 instance for the Linux server. So I go to EC2 and launch instance. In another video, I showed you how to use a pre-built WordPress instance and create website easily. However, student account doesn't support that. That pre-built WordPress instance is under AWS Marketplace. If I search WordPress and then select one of these WordPress AMI, then it's going to show an error message because I'm using an AWS Educate student account. So I cannot use any AMIs from AWS Marketplace. So I go back to my instance creation page. Then I will create an Ubuntu instance and install all the necessary components inside that Ubuntu instance. I select free tier only, and then I will look for Ubuntu. You can use any of the Linux instances. So here is Ubuntu Server 18.04. I select this one, and then T2 Micro, which is free tier eligible. So I go next, and then I will make sure that a public IP address is assigned. So how to assign public IP? I make it enable, and then I go next. Now I will add storage, which is the hard drive. I will take 20 GB SSD, and I go next. I'm not going to create any tag here, so I go next. I will give a security group name. I will name it as Ubuntu web server, and in this security group setting I will enable connect from anywhere, but in production environment you should consider connecting from my IP only, and then review and launch. I will create and save a new key pair, and I give a name to this key pair as Ubuntu web server. Now I need to download this key pair and save it. So the key pair file extension is .pem. It's downloaded. Now I launch the instance. I'm looking at the instance status. When it's ready, it will show check 2 of 2. In the meantime, I will convert the downloaded .pem file to .ppk file. So I open PartyGen and then select load, and then select all files, and then select the file that I downloaded before, Ubuntu web server.pem, and select open. I click on OK and then save private key, and then I select yes to the prompt and then give a name, Ubuntu web server. Notice that the file extension is .ppk, so I save it and then I close PartyGen. I will wait for this instance to be completed. So the Ubuntu instance is ready. Now I need to connect to this instance. While the instance is selected, I will go to Actions and then Connect. It gives me the public DNS address. I copy this public DNS. Now I will use PuTTY to connect to this instance. In the host name, I paste the host name that I got from EC2, and then under connection I select data and type Ubuntu. It must be Ubuntu, nothing else. Here it shows the username. And then under SSH, under authentication, I will browse and I select the .ppk file that I converted from .pem file using PartyGen. Select open, and then I go to the session. I give a name to save the configuration information. So select save. So hostname is set, the username is set Ubuntu, and private key file is set. Alright, so I select open. Now at the security prompt, I select yes. So I got connected to the EC2 instance, which is a Ubuntu instance. Now this is simply an Ubuntu server. I need to install Apache, which is a web server, a database such as MariaDB and PHP, and finally WordPress. I will use commands. So first I will use sudo apt update and wait for the update to be completed. Next I'm gonna use another command, sudo apt install Apache 2. And at the prompt I select yes by typing Y. So Apache 2 has been installed. I will make this Apache 2 as a service, and I will make it always start at the startup of the machine. So I will use the command sudo systemctl stop apache2.service sudo systemctl stop apache2.service. Press enter, and then I'm pressing the up arrow on the keyboard to get the previous command, and then I will change the stop to start. And then press enter. Again, I'm pressing the up arrow key on the keyboard to get the last command, and then changing the start to enable, and then press enter. This will load this Apache 2 as a service every time the server starts. The WordPress CMS also need a database server, and I'm going to install MariaDB database server. So I will use the command sudo apt get install MariaDB server MariaDB site, and at the prompt we confirm by typing Y and press enter. So MariaDB has been installed. Now I will enable this service in the same way I enabled Apache. So I will use the commands sudo systemctl stop MariaDB service. Then I press up arrow on the keyboard and change the stop to start. Make sure there is a space after the start, and then press enter, and then up arrow again and change the start to enable, and then press enter. Now MariaDB will start as soon as this EC2 instance starts. Next, I will secure this MariaDB instance by creating a root user and its password. So use the command sudo mysql underscore secure underscore installation. Then press enter. It's asking to enter the current password for root, and I don't have any current password, so I simply press enter, and then asking whether I want to set root password. I say yes, and then set the new password. While I typed, it doesn't show anything on the screen. That doesn't mean it's not taking the password. This is the way how Linux handles password. So after typing in my password, I press enter, and then it's asking to re-enter the new password, so I type in the same password, then I press enter. It's asking remove anonymous user. I will say yes for better security. Please allow root login remotely. I will say yes. Remove test database. I'll say yes. And reload privilege table now. I'll say yes. So the root account and its password has been created for database. This account is for database. Now I will simply restart this MariaDB service. So I will type sudo systemctl restart MariaDB service. Alright, so MariaDB is ready. Next I'm going to install PHP. So I will use the command sudo apt-get install software properties common. So the command is sudo space apt-get space install space software dash properties dash common. I press enter. Next I will add a repository. Sudo add repository apa drj/php. I missed part of the command, so I'll type again. Sudo add dash apt dash repository apa:/php. It says press enter to continue, so press enter. Next I will use the command sudo apt update. Next command is a large command. I start with sudo apt install PHP 7.1 space libapache2 dash mod dash PHP 7.1 space PHP 7.1 dash common space PHP 7.1 dash mbstring space PHP 7.1 dash XML RPC space PHP 7.1 dash GD space PHP 7.1 dash XML space PHP 7.1 dash MySQL space PHP 7.1 dash CLI space PHP 7.1 dash mcry pt dash PHP 7.1 dash zip space PHP 7.1 dash curl. So it's a long command. It starts from sudo apt install PHP 7.1 lib apache 2 mod PHP 7.1 and then there's common PHP 7.1 mb string PHP 7.1 XML RPC PHP 7.1 GD PHP 7.1 XML PHP 7.1 MySQL PHP 7.1 CLI PHP 7.1 encrypt PHP 7.1 zip PHP 7.1 curl. So I press enter. Do you want to continue? Yes. So PHP installation is complete. Now I'm going to edit a file which is called php.ini. Before I edit this file, I want to make a copy of this file. So I will type sudo cp etc php 7.1 apache 2 .ini. I'm making a copy so that if something goes wrong in the file, I can delete it and use the copy. So I'm using the command sudo copy and then the file name and then the new file name. I'm giving the new file name as phpini.bak. Okay, so no message means the file has been copied with the new name. Now I will edit this phpini file. So I use the command sudo nano is the editor, and then the file name with its location, which is etc php 7.1 apache 2 php.ini. So the file opened in a file editor. The file editor name is nano. I will look for a specific area in the file. So I will use search. In Windows environment, I press Ctrl and W. So it brings me the search option, and then I type memory underscore limit and then press enter. So it brings me to the location of memory limit. I will go to the right side by using arrow key and change the memory limit to 256 MB, so 256 M. Next, I will search again by using Ctrl W and then type in upload underscore max. Press enter. So it brings me upload max file size. By default it's 2 MB. So I changed this 2 to 100 M. Okay. Next, I will search again by pressing Ctrl and W, and then I type max underscore execution underscore time and press enter. Execution time is set. I will change it to 360. Now I will exit by using Ctrl X on the keyboard. So I press Ctrl X and it's asking save modified buffer. I press yes by pressing Y, and then it's asking the file name, and it's giving the file name that it had initially, php.ini. I keep it and press enter. So my modification in the php.ini file has been saved. Now I will create a WordPress database. I will use the command sudo mysql root and press enter. It's asking me the password. When I created the root account in the database engine, I used the password capital P A $W0RD, and I am typing it in. On the screen it doesn't show anything, and in Linux command environment it doesn't show anything, and that's fine. So I press enter, and then I am in the MariaDB prompt. So the prompt has changed. Before this was the prompt, now the prompt has changed because I'm in MariaDB now. So I'm gonna create a database by using the command create space database space wpdb and then a colon and then press enter. It says query OK, one row affected. That means this database has been created. Now I'm gonna use my mouse to copy some command from a notepad file. Then I bring the mouse here and then right click on the command prompt, and it pastes whatever I copied from notepad. So I fix the password area by changing to the right password within a single quote. Now this password is not the password of the root account in MariaDB. Rather, this password is the password for the specific database that I am using in this WordPress environment. The database is WPDB, and the password is, I'm going to set up this password, and this is a database password for this database only. So I type in a new password and make sure that password is in single quote and there is a colon at the end. So I press enter. Next I copy another command from notepad and paste here by right clicking. The command says grant all on WPDB. WPDB is the database name that I'm going to use in WordPress. To WPDB user, this is the username that we created before. Here create user, wp-db user, and then identified by inside a single quote. I'm using the password that I set up when I created this user. So this password is for specific user on specific database. Okay, so complete the rest of the command and press enter. So query OK. This is a permission command, that's why there is no row affected. It affects on the account but not in the database. Next, I'm copying another command from Notepad. Now this is the command, flash privileges, and then semicolon, press enter. So query OK, that means this command has been executed. So database has been created, user has been created for that database, and password has been created for that database. Permission has been given. Now I exit this database interface by typing exit. So I'm back to Ubuntu prompt. Next I'm gonna change the current directory to temp directory. So I will type in cd temp. Then I will download WordPress. So I copy the download command, wget, and then the latest WordPress edition. So press enter. It's being downloaded. Download is complete. Next I'm gonna unzip WordPress by using tar command and press enter. So WordPress has been unzipped. Now I'm gonna move this WordPress to the correct location by using sudo move command. This is the actual folder location where the website files will reside. So I press enter. Next I will set two permissions by using chown and chmod commands. The first command is sudo chown-r www-data :www-data /var/www/html/wordpress, and then press enter. Another command I'm gonna use is sudo chmod-r 755/var/www/html/wordpress/ and then press enter. So WordPress has been downloaded and unzipped and moved to the correct location. Next I'm going to configure Apache server. So I will use the command sudo nano is the editor, sudo nano, and then the file at etc apache2 sites available, and then wordpress.conf. I'm going to copy some text from Notepad and paste here by right clicking, and then I'm going to change the public DNS. I will take the public DNS from EC2 instance and copy it, and then inside this file change example.com to the public DNS address. I have to go to that line, server name, and then press enter to go to the new line, and then I will type server name space. Now I paste here. So this is the public DNS address, and I will remove the server name that I had in this example. Also, I will remove the server alias name and put the new alias name that I want, which is www dot, and then right click here. Now it became server alias as www dot the public DNS name. So that's all in this wordpress.com file. I will exit by pressing Ctrl X. It says Ctrl X for exit, so I press Ctrl X on the keyboard, and then it's asking to save. I say yes by typing Y on the keyboard, and then it's asking the file name. I should keep the file name that I had, wordpress.conf, so I press enter, and that file has been saved. Next, I will use a command sudo to insight space wordpress.conf and press enter. Another command sudo a2 nmod space rewrite, enter. Now I will restart Apache by using the command sudo systemctl restart Apache to service. Press enter. I will configure WordPress by modifying wp-config.php file. So I copy a command from Notepad and paste here by right clicking on the mouse. So the command is sudo mv var www.html wordpress wp-config-sample.php space var www.html wordpress wp.config.php. Basically, I'm taking this wp-config-sample.php file and saving as wp-config.php file, and this is the file I need to use to configure WordPress. So I press enter. Now I'm going to modify this file. So I type in the command sudo nano is the editor, and then file name. wp-config.php. Okay, so this is the file content. Here I will go a little bit down and modify the DB name, username, password, and password. If you remember, the DB name that I used was wpdb. So I removed the content inside the single quote by using backspace and type in the correct database name. Also, the username for this specific database was wpdb user, so I type in wpdb user. The password I used was capital ITM 711. So that's all. I will exit by pressing Ctrl X on the keyboard. It's asking to save. I press Y on the keyboard for yes, and then press enter to save in the same file name. Now my website should be ready, and I should be able to access the website by using this public DNS. So I go to Google Chrome and type the public DNS and press enter, and it cannot be reached. Let's check if this website is accessible. So I'll go to EC2 and look at the security. So I close the connect dialog box, and I will go to the security groups Here's the security groups, and this is the security group Ubuntu web server. I will go into the detail of that security group, and I can see that in this server only SSH through port number 22 is allowed. However, a web page uses HTTP or HTTPS, and that is not allowed in here. Also, it uses port number 80. So I will edit this security group. I will go to edit inbound rules, and I will add a new rule. So I will add HTTP, and this should be from anywhere because I want anyone to access my web page, so this should always be from anywhere. Also, I need to add HTTPS if I want to make this website secure. So I will add another rule and select HTTPS. Also from anywhere. So I save these rules. If I look at the Ubuntu web server security group settings, I can see now SSH is allowed. That's how I'm connecting to the Ubuntu instance by using PuTTY. Also, HTTP is allowed, that is needed to access web page on port number 80, and HTTPS is allowed on port number 443, which is needed if I have any secure page and a security certificate is installed. Now I will go back to the browser and try to access the web page. So I refresh. So the page is coming. This is the unzipped version of WordPress. The site has not been set up yet. So an installation wizard has started. So I press continue. Now I will give a title for this site. I will use rules blog. Now I need to create a new username and password. This username will be used to create any content in my site. So I will use a username, for example this one, and I will put a password to log into this site. I'll use something like m_71_SSGN. So I have to keep this password in mind, and I need to type in my email so that if I forget the password, I can reset this password by using this email address. If I want this website not to be visible to search engines, I will select discourage search engine from indexing this site. So I press install WordPress. So it's success. Now I can see the web page. Go to a new tab and then paste the public DNS and press enter. So the site is visible on a web browser. Now to make any changes in the site, I need to log in. You simply type in the website name, which is the public DNS, and then /wp-login.php. Let's enter. Now I need to use the username and password that I created while installing WordPress. So I press login. So I'm at the back end of WordPress. I can make new posts, new pages, change template, and design the website as I want. To show the reflection of changes, I'm gonna change the home page. So I go to the site in the view mode, and I'm gonna change the post that comes by default. So I go to the back end, go to the posts, and this is the hello world post. After editing, I select update. So the post has been updated. I will go back to the home page and refresh the page. You can see the page has been updated. Now you see there is an edit option because I'm logged in the back end, and this session is recognizing that I'm logged in. Once I log out from my account, so I can log out by going here and then log out. Now I can close this tab, go to the EC2 instance, open the connect and get the public DNS, and go to a new tab. I paste it and press enter. This is my website. So visitors will see this page. To make any changes in the page, I need to log in with my account. In that case, after the website name, I type in /wp-login.php, and then I use my username and password, and then I can make changes. For example, I can make a new post. Under post, add new, and then publish. It's giving me the options. Visibility is public, publish immediate, suggested tag, add tag, and so on. I'm not going to make this an efficient page, so I simply publish. And I can see that bio has been published, and the previous post was hello world. Title was success, and I made some changes in the text. So whatever changes you want to make in this WordPress site completely depends upon you. You can log in with your account and make any changes. You can change posts, you can change pages, you can change the appearance, you can make a product website, and so on. And that is another story, how to make a nice looking website by using WordPress. That will be a different area to explore. So in summary, I created a Ubuntu server in Amazon AWS. Then I installed Apache web server, MariaDB database engine, PHP engine, and downloaded and installed WordPress. I modified the hello world post that comes with WordPress, and it created a simple post. Now this is the end of this demo on creating a website without using Amazon AMIs. I used an Amazon Educate student account to create this website. If you're using a student account and want to create a website, this is the way that you can create. I have another video that shows how to create a website by using Amazon AMI in a much simpler way. However, that needs a different type of account. You can use either a regular account or a free tier account, but that type of account needs your credit card information. A student account doesn't need a credit card information. I can keep this instance for now, and in that case I have to turn it off so that it doesn't keep using the resources. If I keep using the resources, then that will reduce my credit. Currently I have a $40 credit out of $50 credit. So while the instance is selected, I go to actions and then instance state and stop. This will shut down the instance and my website will not be accessible from the internet. Alright, so if you are never gonna use this instance, then you can delete this instance by simply going under actions menu and then instance state and then terminate. That will remove the instance. This page is not visible anymore because my server is shut down. However, if I turn on my server, this page should be accessible again. So I close this and then I close this tab as well, and then I log out. I hope you found this video helpful. If you would like to receive notifications on future videos, please make sure you're subscribed to my channel and set up notification by tapping on the bell. Thank you for watching.